We live in an age where happiness is marketed like a product, something you can upgrade by moving, buying, achieving, or being seen. And yet some of the most honest wisdom says the opposite. Douglas Jerrold wrote, "Happiness grows at our own firesides and is not to be picked in strangers' gardens." This sentence doesn't reject ambition. It rejects a specific illusion that joy is hiding in someone else's life. Because the moment you believe happiness is over there, you become a permanent traveler, always searching, always comparing, always a little late. Tonight, we'll go deep into what this metaphor means psychologically, firesides, gardens, and strangers, and why, in the American culture of endless upgrades, this line is not nostalgia. It's a survival strategy. Jerrold didn't choose the word fireside by accident. A fireside is where the nervous system can finally exhale. It represents familiarity. It represents belonging. It represents the small routines that tell your body you are safe here. This matters because happiness is not only an emotion. Happiness is also regulation, the felt sense that you can rest without being on guard. And that's why the chase for happiness often fails. Because people chase stimulation, not safety. They chase intensity, not warmth. They chase novelty, not home. The fireside is where life becomes livable, not perfect, but steady. A stranger's garden is not a literal place. It's a mental habit. It's the moment you measure your inside against someone else's outside. Their highlights against your behind the scenes, their curated wins against your private doubts. And this is where happiness gets stolen, quietly, not by tragedy, but by comparison. In the US, this is amplified by culture. Success is visible, lifestyle is performative, and more is treated like a personality. So the mind starts to believe, if I had their partner, their body, their money, their city, their opportunities, then I would finally feel whole. But that belief has no finish line, because there will always be another garden. The most important word in the quote might be grows. Happiness is not something you pick like fruit. It's something you cultivate like a garden. Cultivation is slow, it's repetitive, it's unglamorous. It's small conversations that repair trust. It's meals that become rituals. It's sleep. It's boundaries. It's the ability to enjoy what's already here without needing it to impress anyone. This is why chasing happiness in strangers' gardens fails, because it trains you to collect, not to cultivate. And what you collect can be lost overnight, but what you cultivate becomes part of you. In America, achievement is often treated as a substitute for inner peace. The message is subtle. Once you win, you'll finally relax. But many people discover the opposite. They achieve, then immediately raise the bar. Because the nervous system doesn't learn safety from trophies. It learns safety from consistency. If your happiness depends on constant proving, you will never feel at home, even in your own life. Jerrold's quote is not anti-success. It's anti-outsourcing. Don't outsource joy to a future version of yourself. Don't outsource peace to the next milestone. Bring life back to the fireside, where your daily experience actually happens. The fireside doesn't compete well with strangers' gardens, not at first. Because strangers' gardens are designed to capture attention. They are louder, shinier, more dramatic. The fireside is quiet, and quiet requires skill in a loud world. Happiness grows at the fireside when you return your attention to what is real. The person in front of you, the body you live in, the home you can shape, the minutes you're actually spending. If you can't control your attention, you can't grow happiness. Because you won't be present long enough to feel it. The fireside is not just a place, it's a discipline. To stop living in imaginary comparisons and start living where your life truly is. A fireside is rarely warm because of the furniture. It's warm because of people. Happiness grows when you feel seen without performing, when you can speak without branding yourself, when you can rest without needing to impress. Strangers' gardens tempt you with visible status. But visible status is not intimacy, and the human heart is not satisfied by applause the way it is satisfied by belonging. In American life, loneliness can hide behind success. A person can be celebrated and still feel unknown. Jerrold's line is a reminder. Don't trade your fireside for the illusion of being admired. Admiration is a spotlight, but happiness needs warmth. For some people, home is complicated. Not everyone grew up with warmth. Not everyone has a safe household. Not everyone has family nearby. So here is the deeper meaning. The fireside is also internal. It's the part of you that becomes stable, the part that stops seeking rescue in strangers' gardens, the part that says, I will build a life that feels safe, step by step. A person can build a fireside through chosen family, through a few relationships that are honest and consistent, through a home environment shaped with intention, through habits that turn survival into life. The quote isn't saying, stay small, it's saying, build from what is yours, and you will become strong enough to expand without losing yourself. Let's hear the sentence one last time. Happiness grows at our own firesides and is not to be picked in strangers' gardens. It's a simple truth with a hard implication. If you want happiness, you have to stop treating it like something you steal from other lives. You don't pick it. You grow it. You grow it with attention, with relationships, with small stability, with a home, inside or outside, that your nervous system can trust. And in a culture that constantly invites you to look away, the most radical move may be this. Return to your fireside. Not because the world is bad, but because your life is here. If this spoke to you, share it with someone who's been comparing themselves in silence. And leave a comment. What is one part of my fireside I'm choosing to grow, starting now?